we do have the power, but we have the power in numbers, and usually to get the numbers, you need someone at the forefront. We've always seen it. We've always seen the Dr. Martin Luther Kings, and we've always seen the. I mean, there's
Boom,
we can go
boom,
down the list
boom,
of black
boom.
leaders, but in modern day, that's why we're trying to break it down. Who is our modern day leader? You know, that's why Dr. Umar throws his name in the hat. Charlemagne, and I was mentioning Tamika Mallory and
What up,
Charlemagne,
party people in the
people like
place
that.
to be?
Modern day,
It's
and
your
to a
brother,
certain
Zoe
degree,
Williams. What up,
to a
niece?
certain
I
degree,
see you up in
they
here.
have led the charge. Whether you jump on board and agree with it or
Man, I
not,
was going to
and agree
shave
with some of it.
today, but
So
I
that's
was
what I'm
just
saying.
like,
Don't you still feel as though there still needs
Tuesday
to be
felt
somebody, a
like
leader? Um, Let me jump to okay.
Tuesday
So
felt
I have your
like
answer,
2 Mondays
Katrina. Let
ago.
me
I
jump
was
to you
like,
really quickly on
golly, I'm
your take
tired.
on what Nick was just bringing up, because he does bring up a good point.
I mean, I get what you're saying. As far as there needing to be a
LS
centralized,
Jefferson, she says,
like a
blessings,
nucleus of
King.
things. I don't think it's a person. Though.
Blessings,
I think it's
sister.
an actual movement, an established movement that is targeted in the agenda and the action.
Aw, snap. Things are going well. Now what? What up, what up, what up, what up? Good evening. Party people in the place to be.
The leaders, by the way, I am not calling them the leaders. What I'm saying, when we were dealing with Breonna Taylor and all of our issues that we had there,
we listening to our sister Robin replay.
Sort of led the way, and people they said, listen, we're going to be in this city at this time. Show up. You know, and people showed up. That's what I'm talking about.
It's Wednesday. Everybody come in, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. I started a few minutes early because I'm sitting in here early. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
I get what you're saying.
What up, what up?
In front of and off of camera. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
You don't, we don't.
Hey, have you guys ever heard of that laundry sauce?
You need someone who can strategize, someone who has influence, someone who has integrity, and someone who can, kind of dive.
I'm gonna be howling at the moon in a minute. Have you guys ever heard of that product, laundry sauce? Have you ever heard of it?
If you appoint a leader of something, I think I think it's a scapegoat of sorts. So it takes the onus off of each individual.
Man, that shit got my clothes smelling like, boy.
Really, the work has to be done in so many micro silos around the world.
Dom Money on YouTube.
I got that French saffron
talking about Dr. Umar,
and that Italian bergamot.
It has not been built yet.
Besides the school, what up?
Criteria to be the leader for Black America. Part of it, I think, is what you just said, Katrina.
Bed sheets, everything. Just smelling.
Not even worried about the cameras. Nick,
I'm
gonna go back to you. We have
so fresh, it's so clean. Less
than a couple minutes left. I'm gonna give you the final point, though, Nick.
What up, y'all? Y'all good?
To your point earlier, it's not that people don't know; they choose not to know. It's a lot of dumb people with smartphones these days that don't utilize them for what they're for, and that's part of the problem. You have to look within self. I think people try to look.
Hit the like button and please share this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
In their lives, I think when you look at overall,
let's go.
Like Katrina said, you got to be.
I'm all right. Nzinga, I'm okay. Trying to get through this week.
About the people and not about yourself. And that's when you mentioned Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the Black Panther Party, the self-defense, and so many others. They were about behind the scenes. They just don't happen to be in front of it because people polarized them to be in front, but they weren't trying to be in front.
Yeah.
These new so-called people, they trying to get clout. All of them have failed. Yeah. Every single last one of them are no longer leaders, and they failed because they were clout.
See? See?
There you have it. That's that on that. I feel like this needs another conversation. Perhaps.
You see? Ain't no accidents in the universe, man.
Thank you so much for joining the conversation tonight. As
damn.
He is of night.
He dropped the bar in exactly what I'm talking about.
Thank you for the great conversation, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Right in sync.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Raw Squad. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for the engagement. Make sure you like and share this video. Bring somebody along with you for tomorrow's conversation. My name is Robin Ayers. And remember today and every day forward to be a blessing.
Hey, man, you better listen. You better listen.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should
I
Know.
want to know if you guys will recognize my playlist tonight. I don't know how y'all hear the music. Do you hear the music through my headphones? Or are you guys listening? I think Nzinga says she listens on the other platform. Still blessing beyond the 5D. Truemonger said mostly. Yeah, I be getting copyright strikes at the end of every show, right? Oh, this video won't be monetized. Sorry.
And Jamie Foxx revealed in his Netflix special what had happened was that he suffered a near fatal stroke in April 2023 while filming Back in Action. He recalled a severe headache before passing out and credited his sister for taking him to the hospital. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
It's a brush fire reported in the Kuwait.
I don't know. I just be hearing it on here. Cause y'all be missing. I hear it in full fidelity because of the headphones. But I got an interesting playlist today. Well, it's not really interesting, but it is interesting. What am I talking about? It is interesting. What up, nephew? Nazarene X in the place to be. If the playlist is real sacral, I'm going to the app zone. If this feed start again, I'm going to KBLA. Nah, I get it. I get it.
All of it. Details at mgmrewards.com. Subject to earning.
On the block at the Foundry. What up, what up, what up? We live.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews, stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs. Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
At the Foundry. VOR, let's go.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go.
Willie Johnson.
Okay, hold on a second, teacher. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes 2 to tango, and I need to hit his side of the story.
What is...
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing me games, and I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and
Everybody hit the like button.
please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
You say a mind that has no fear of authority is capable of great love. Now, is this an invitation to kick over the traces?
Not at all, sir. On the contrary. I mean, one has to go, one has to find out what we mean by love. Is love pleasure? Is love desire? Is love limited to sex? Or is love of the country, love of the family, the love of the country, and so on? When we talk of love, what does it mean?
Well, it's something to do with attraction, is it?
Which is all pleasure. Pleasure, sexual pleasure, and so on. And is love, could we put it this way? Could we look at it and find out what is not love?
Perhaps it might be easier, but can you have love, for instance, without a repetition of pleasure?
That's just it. That's the whole point, you see. And is love jealousy? Can there be love if there is ambition?
I don't know, can there be?
Obviously not.
Obviously not.
Any form of violence,
Ooh.
sexual or any form of violence, can there be love? Anger, hatred, aggression, how can love be?
Why is it we all so desperately want to be loved?
Because we are so desperately empty, lonely.
Would you say that loving on the whole is more important than being loved?
Yes, of course, obviously, which means one must understand.
Man, don't make me do a whole new topic tonight. Krishnamurti, don't make me just, most of us are ambitious in love. If you are ambitious in love, that means you don't have it. That to be ambitious in love is just a reframing of the idea of the chaser. Oh my gosh. It's all on point. Oh my goodness. Whew, we had to put Murti up front. Tonight's topic is a doozy, man. This comes from Attila. Listen, if you want to give me topics, you can email me, vor106@gmail.com. I'm putting it out there. You want to send me a topic? All you have to do is give me the topic and give me 5 to 7 questions, and I will turn your topic into a show here on the VOR. If it's a great topic. Okay? Attila be sending topics. This is one of them. Aw, snap. Things are going well. Now what? An enthralling look at how to thrive in relationships when you're used to chaos. What? Did you hear what Krishnamurti was saying? You're empty, broken, ambitious, desirous. Desire itself is just a euphemism for not having it. A desire is chasing. Just look at it psychologically. Look at it from a psychological space. When you are desirous of something, you have to feel like you don't have it. And then the desire creates the impetus to want to go out and get it. Ah, snap, things are going well. Now what? An enthralling look at how to thrive in relationships when you're used to chaos. Thriving beyond chaos. Why stability in love feels like the enemy to the unhealed. The addiction to relational volatility. Seeking familiarity over peace. Trauma bonding versus true love. How stability forces self-reckoning. The unseen costs of emotional chaos. Why drama can feel safer to some. You were born in drama. I was made of the darkness. I was born in it. The paradox of peace. How stable relationships might trigger deep-seated insecurities. Self-sabotage in the face of harmony. When calm feels like a threat. 1-800-920-1580. attachment theory and the fear of relational safety, right? The hidden role of CPTSD in rejecting stability. Healing hurts. Why love without chaos feels unnatural to the wounded. We, we're going to get deep tonight. Oh, snap, things are going well. Now what? A deep, penetrating, riveting, enthralling look at how to thrive in relationships when you're used to chaos. The comfort of chaos. Unpacking the emotional status quo. Breaking the cycles of destructive patterns in stable relationships. How narcissism and trauma bonding complicate peaceful dynamics. From chaos to clarity. How relational stability challenges the unhealed self. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. I need you to call in. I need you to call in to participate. This is not a monologue. It is a dialogue. Your voice is the most important piece to tonight's show. The psychology of thriving. Shadow work within peaceful relationships. Can stability ever be enough? Healing the fear of boredom. Are we saying if you're bored, you're unhealed? Some people, that might fit. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Redefining love. Moving beyond cultural narratives of drama and suffering. Relationships act not only as a mirror, but as a sort of exposure therapy for works in progress. When wounded, we often search for relationships as a respite or place of refuge. But in truth, intimate relationships are the portal to healing through claiming our brokenness. This is why exposure to a relational irritant that stimulates the pain of the original trauma is necessary. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. Can you do it? Is it possible for you to tap in? This too good to be true. How many times have you said that? They're going to do something that's going to ruin my faith in them. I already know it. Self-fulfilling prophecies. Right? It didn't start off good, so it can't end up good. It's that secret voice in the back of your head saying, nah, if I can't love my mama, if I can't forgive my mama, how can I forgive them? If I can't love where I came from, and where I came from is my norm. And even though I despise my norm is normal. My norm is comfortable. My norm is recognizable. I don't recognize love. 1-800-920-1580. In what ways does self-sabotage work to maintain our emotional status quo? How might our perception of past traumas be influenced by the affirmation of their impact? Can increased volatility within a relationship be an indication of a failing coping mechanism? What are some ways we nitpick our partner to relieve our own stressors and create a false sense of nuance within an otherwise positive dynamic? 1-800-920-1580. You know how this goes. I ask the question to stoke the fire. I want to burn up your spirit with this information tonight. I want you to participate. In unstable relationships, an oasis, is an unstable relationship an oasis for the toxicity, for the toxically unaware? I'm sorry, my glasses. Please forgive me. I need a new prescription. I'm going to read that again. Is an unstable relationship an oasis for the toxically self-aware? How might enjoyment of destructive patterns serve as a karmic recipe for answered prayers. This is ugly. I don't like it. Many of us struggle with going back to what we know, even if what we know puts us back in a hole, a psychological hole, a spiritual hole, puts us in a holding pattern. I'm really, really, really interested to know what you think. Have you sabotaged a good relationship because you don't believe good lasts long enough? How does attachment theory explain the paradox of feeling uncomfortable with stability in relationships? To what extent do ACEs, adverse childhood experiences, shape the lens through which we view relational harmony? Can a secure partner's presence unintentionally re-trigger feelings of abandonment in someone with CPTSD? Is the fear of losing stability greater than the fear of chaos for individuals with unresolved childhood trauma? This is deep. Have you destroyed a good relationship because the fear in your spirit is untamed? How might early neglect create an unconscious bias against emotional consistency in relationship? I've asked the questions. I need to talk to you. You know you've experienced it. Yes, you, the person that's looking at their phone right now like he think he know me. Yes, you. Call us right now, 1-800-920-1580. I know you don't like visiting that moment when you were hurt, when you were abandoned, when you were neglected. I know you don't like revisiting that moment. But now's an opportunity to heal it, to get past it. In what ways do people sabotage intimate relational peace to avoid facing the discomfort of healing? Gosh, when we come forward, the voice of reason will go to the phone lines. It's your show, not mine.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with
Yeah.
Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB marketplace currently features Cookie Dough, Badass Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consultant,
Hey,
LACC Radio,
support this channel.
and Malik Brooks.
Let's get busy. Today is the 11th of December. Just a few moments ago, it was June. Today's the 11th of December. December is almost over. December is damn near halfway over. Support the channel. If the channel feeds your spirit, if the channel uplifts you in any way, if the channel causes you to think differently, if it broadens your perspective, that is reason enough to support the channel. Atala just put the Cash App or the Super Chat option in the chat room. Mank Dank, what's your type of content, my friend? This is a radio show. You're watching the behind the scenes of a live terrestrial radio show in Los Angeles, California. This is a relationship show. And that's what we're talking about tonight. I'm asking y'all to support. Get busy, get busy, get busy. Let's go. Lovers and lurkers, call in 1-800-920-1580. I know somebody said that they will call in early today. Thank you for subbing, bro.
Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail, and someone offers you plead guilty, and you can go home and kiss your
And did. That's what my daughter be saying. And did. I be like, what does that even mean?
why the Bell Project helps those who can't afford bail to encash bail, because freedom should be free. Brought to you by the Outcast.
My daughter is comedy.
I guess I ain't got no reason.
Somebody's trying to slander the baby?
Why would a toxic person, a narcissist, stay in a relationship when it seems so awful, when it seems chaos? And the easiest way to explain it is because a narcissist controls the chaos. In the middle of all the falling down and all the bad things happening, there's still an aspect that I clung to, being like, well, at least I'm still in control. Because at the end of the day, that's all that mattered. It didn't matter about anything else. It just mattered that I was the one creating the chaos, so therefore I was the one in control of it.
So if I create the chaos, then I think I can, because that just sounds crazy. That's oxymoronic to think you can control chaos. If it's controlled, it ain't chaos. But is that the thought process that many people have? This is my normal, and I know how to deal with. Are they self-medicating with chaos? This is wild. Tonight's topic, oh snap, things are going well, now what? A deeper look at thriving in relationships when you're used to chaos. Chaos in relationship often feels more familiar than peace to individuals who carry unresolved wounds. Many unknowingly develop a paradoxical attachment to instability, finding comfort in the very patterns that perpetuate their pain. Stability, in contrast, exposes these individuals to discomfort not because of its inadequacy, but due to its novelty. Stability forces an encounter with long avoided wounds and narratives. For those accustomed to tumult, right, a tumultuous environment, thriving in a harmonious relationship requires an intentional reconfiguration of their internal world. Attachment theory offers a foundational lens for understanding this dynamic. John Bowlby and, of course, Mary Ainsworth illuminated the profound influence of early attachment experiences on adult relational patterns. Secure attachment creates a sense of safety and emotional regulation, while insecure attachment foster hypervigilance or avoidance, or both. For individuals with chaotic childhoods, stability in adult relationships can feel disorienting. Adverse childhood experiences, i.e., ACEs, often condition people to associate love with inconsistency, making harmony seem suspect. This emotional dissonance stems from what Carl Jung described as the shadow self, the hidden parts of ourselves shaped by shame, fear, guilt, and unresolved pain. Ugh. Relationships function as mirrors, according to the great Krishnamurti, that reflect the shadow, demanding acknowledgement of what lies beneath the surface. Let me stop right there and come back to you. See, you think if you're in control, you can get everything that your coping mechanism desires. Your coping mechanism is the menu that your wounds created. It's a menu with expectations written on it. The expectation, reason why I call it a menu, because your wounds are ordering from that person sustenance. If you behave this way, if you act this way, if you do this, if you do that, I'll be good. I'll feel safe. Never looking internally and saying, I have to create internal safety. No, 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 no. No, I told you every aspect of your glow up, every aspect of your spiritual maturation requires you to discover what you want in others. You have to discover that in yourself. So you look for validation, but you don't give self-validation. You'll be looking for validation. Look at the dissonance here. You'll be looking for validation from a person while invalidating yourself internally. I'm not enough. They're not going to do it. This isn't going to happen. Blah. And this is why it makes sense to you. It hurts. It's uncomfortable. It reminds you of what you don't want to be reminded about. But because it's a memory, it's your known. And wherever there is the known, there is this false sense of safety. This is what I know. Ooh, this is what I know. Stability. In other words, not stability in the sense of everything is perfect, nothing is wrong, everything is flowing smoothly. Not that. Stability in the sense of they didn't leave, they didn't run. Right? See? Now, please understand, I'm not saying stay where you're abused. I'm not saying stay where you're disrespected. But I'm saying sometimes people hide these little pieces of themselves because they're shame-based. If you see me as anything other than this mask I present, I might lose you. If you find out that what I'm doing in this relationship to be with you is all an act, right, to hide my hurt, oof, I'm gonna get up out of here if you find me out. But if you find somebody that says, nah, I'm gonna walk with you through this process, and that has never happened, and it didn't happen in your formative years, that may feel unnerving. That may make you feel like, oh my God, if my mama wasn't consistent, if my mama didn't have emotional attunement, how can this person? And that could trigger you, right? This is what stability forces an encounter with long avoided wounds and narratives. For those accustomed to tumultuous relationships, thriving in a harmonious relationship requires intentional reconfiguration of their inner world. When we come forward, the voice of reason, I'm going to the phone lines. Have you thrown a good person away because that good person triggered your shadow closet? Call in. Let's go. Call in. Let's go. Call in. Let's go. People are too chicken shit to accept who they are. Then they get into relationships that shouldn't have lasted 1 week because they aren't honest. Ooh, okay. Call in, call in, call in.
It's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk Tuesday.
Come on, we setting it off. Everybody's hitting the like button. I appreciate it. LS, or that's L Street Runner. Hey, man, let me hit the like button, man. I appreciate you. That's me liking your first Cash App to this channel. L Street Runner. You are appreciated. You are approved of. Not because you gave the money, but because you found value in the content, which means you value yourself, brother. I appreciate you, man. And if you want to call in, you could do that too. And I'm not saying you don't value yourself if you don't find value in the content, but when it resonates, that means you're in the right place at the right time. When it resonates, you go, damn, that makes sense, man. This means something. This is a meaning machine over here. Everything has to be meaningful. This is not predicated on entertainment. No, she call in. Just call in and let's talk. Because you have to understand, you don't choose to be in a relationship. Relationships choose you. That's a topic. Attila, should we do that Monday? Because she just brought up a topic. Hey, Chris M., this is your 10th donation to the channel. I want to say thank you personally, brother. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Everybody like these donations. People are donating to the channel. Please like it. Attila, we got to do that topic. Yep, we got to do that topic. Do you choose your partner? Or does the universe choose your partner? Does your trauma choose your partner? Does your dysfunction choose your partner? Does all of it? Do your ancestors choose your partner? Ooh. Boy, you know how far I can take that? Do your unhealed generational assignments choose your partner? I.e. generational curses. Do generational curses choose your partner? This is why I say a lot of people will copy what's happening. Somebody will say, oh, relationship is a mirror. You are what you get, but then don't go deep. We'll go deep and show you what it is. She, call in. You just gave us a bombshell topic. We got to do it Monday. Ridiculous. I have the facsimile. Oh, y'all ain't gonna never let me off it. You mean the Sinaiticus Codicus? Oh, I happen to have a facsimile of it right here. The Sinaiticus Codicus? That shit was comedy. We doing a good job, y'all. Everybody hit the like button, And you do know another way to support, you can send it directly to my Cash App, which means I get it immediately. But I appreciate every donation. I appreciate all the support. Please continue to rock with your brother if you enjoy this content. I'm going to the phone lines. I need y'all to call in. I've set up the topic. We did 30 minutes to set up the topic. Should I set it up a little more? Do you want me to go further in the setup, or do you want me to go phone lines? I want to go phone lines. Do you want me to set up some more? L Street Runner, I appreciate your work, Zoe, man. Thank you. Thank you. It matters. Thank you. Thank you. Nzinga said phone lines. L Street Runner said phone lines. Phones, so I won't forget. Phone lines. There it is. Here we go. Let's hear what the peeps got to say. Let's go. Paradise is peace, peace, peace. Okay. 60 seconds. Here we go.
Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Glavely's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives.
1-800-920-1580 is the phone line. If you feel moved to call, please call. 1-800-920-1580. If you feel empowered, if you feel moved to call, inspired to call, please call. 1-800-920-1580. I often wonder if I wear a mask of chaos, then would too sweet to be appreciated. Ooh. Suge Mac 510. What's macking, big bro?
Is there usually a crisis to solve in your life? Do your relationships always have some level of turmoil or resentment in them? Well, today I'm going to teach you the 3 signs to know if you're addicted to chaos and drama, and the 3 things you can do today to stop all the craziness. I'm Dr. Abby Metcalf, and I put out videos every week combining the latest research and my over 35 years of experience to help you create a happy life. So hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like the video. Okay, let's get to it. Sign number 1. You get uncomfortable or anxious when everything is going well in your relationships. You don't realize it, but you've developed a tolerance for chaos. A certain level of craziness actually feels comfortable to you and right, even though, intellectually, you might know that's nuts. Feeling calm and happy in your relationships is so unfamiliar to you that you feel anxious and you keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. This could be with your partner, at work, or with your friends. So no matter the relationship, no matter what it is, if it's going too well, you see issues and start to stir things up. Sign number 2, you leave or you threaten to leave often. Now, this could be, again, in any area. This could be breaking up or threatening to break up with your partner all the time. Or maybe you threaten to cut off your mom if she keeps speaking a certain way to you. Or you storm out of the house when your brother asks too many questions about your drinking. It could also be that you're constantly quitting jobs or at least finding a justification to leave. All of these are warning signs to watch. All right, and sign number 3, chaos makes you feel alive and engaged. I want you to think about it. When there's a crisis, do you feel like, like you're really alive? Do you get a certain amped up, exhilarated feeling? When there's drama with a friend, family member, coworker, are you always...
Adrenaline rush? From drama? Apparently so. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to The Voice of Reason, live on KBLA Talk 1580 in the heart of Leimert Park. We have an incredible topic tonight. Damn. The relationship is going well. Now what? Do you sabotage when it's stable, when it's good, when it has... Here we go. We got callers on the line. Attila, Houston, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
All right, so I held up my end of the bargain. I said I was going to call in. So don't beat me up, Ark. Nonetheless, I see some really good comments in the chat, so I just kind of want to shout some of them out. So L.S. Jefferson just wrote one, and she said, why are relationships like that? I was told the reason they did me foul was because I am too sweet and good, so they felt they had to lie. This is like, to me, it's like a core shame wound compulsion. You can't help but lie because you've always lied to yourself. So I kind of look at this like, how would I describe it? This is kind of like when people say you're too good for me. I always like cringe when I hear that stuff. Number one, because I don't know anyone that's that good that would pass up something that's too good for them. And maybe I should say that word forward. I don't know anyone who is that good that would pass up something that is too good for them. If someone offers you $1 million and you know you have poor money management, you still gonna take the $1 million.
Oh.
I mean, am I lying? Like, I'm
No.
not gonna be like, well, I don't really have, budgeting is not my thing. No, I'm still gonna take the $1 million. Your nephew wrote in the chat, constructively deconstructive. Okay, sure. This is why I wrote that question. How might enjoyment of destructive patterns serve as a karmic recipe for answered prayers? You're literally cooking up your own demise. And by your demise, I mean your ego's demise. For every person that you lie to, play, whatever it is that you want to do, all you're doing is furthering the very thing that you're trying to avoid. And that's really that vulnerability. You're going to run smack dab into that regardless.
So furthering in the sense of continuance, right? Continuing.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, it's like trying to swim against a tide or a current, right? At a certain point, it's pointless. And so when I think about the ways that people build houses and tear them down at the same time, it really serves no use. Whatever foundation is going to be laid is going to be laid. You can't stop that.
I love it.
So,
no, yes. You started with L.S. Jefferson. Yes. Read her comment one more time.
So she said, hold on, wait, let me pull it back up. Okay,
that was deep.
She said, why are relationships like that? I was told the reason they did me foul was because I am too sweet and good, so they felt they had to lie.
So, this is another topic. We're going to do it next week.
Okay.
All right? The truth as the ultimate coping mechanism. I know people don't want to hear me put it this way. But when you were lied to early on, the truth becomes an unrealistic expectation of works in progress. You can't say in one breath, human beings are flawed, and lying is a part of the human condition. We lie as children, we lie as adolescents, we lie as adults, we lie as elderly folks. Lying is part of our communication. Your mask is a lie. But you got to demand that somebody tell you the absolute 100% truth. You're defending against something. It is unrealistic to ask for 100% truth from somebody else when you are not in alignment with the 100% truth of who you are. If you shut down your shadow, you push all this stuff aside, you push out a manicured image of who you think people should accept you as, that's not the truth. But you're using the truth as a coping mechanism to not be hurt again. That's another time. We're going to do that next week.
Come on. This is why I say again, you can now outrun you. You're trying to outrun you in your own words. And again, trying to build foundations and tear them up. And you're only doing it, if you think about it, constructively, or what did he say? Constructively destructive. To me, that's all ego. That's you being able to say, I built this and I tore it down. Boo-boo. Good God. You want to be built back up, and
next morning and you sitting there tired, like, no, I know I just tore this down. It doesn't matter. Foundation is foundation. And if you're someone who believes and walks a certain spiritual path, you got it extra heavy. Why? Because there's a certain mission that you need to fulfill. And I hate to say it, your ego's destruction is part of that. So,
go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm just saying, I think we be trying to play God while also trying to play mortal at the same time.
Ooh.
Pick a spot.
Don't play mortal and God. Don't listen. Attila, did you mean to slap us like that in the face?
Yeah, I kicked some people in the chest. I don't know what I did. Some tripwires.
Hey.
I love y'all. Have a lovely night.
Attila, guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. And as we go forward, think on this. How does the brain's neural wiring for survival make chaos more enticing than peace? Ooh. Come on, Attila. Playing God and mortal at the same time. Hero and victim, God and mortal. Save me, I got you. Love me. No, I can't love you. Only you can. I don't know how. All you got to do is look inside. They talking to themselves. Boy. Oh, hell no. On the Loki side of the game. Victim and villain. Tavares. Is that Tavares? Hey, Tavares. Oh, man. That shit fire. Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Like it up, like it up, like it up. We need those callers to get in here. What up, Nikki from the SIP? Number love, number love.
Building a budget can help you achieve and reach your financial goals. With a budget, you can keep track of your spending, avoid and get out of debt, limit overspending, pay bills on time, and build solid savings habits. What's the best way to get started? Figure out how much to set aside.
Everyday scary Loki.
Mortgage, bills, groceries,
you big oath. I am a god. You mindless creature. You got yanked, nigga. Hey, keep supporting, guys. The first hour is almost over, just that quick. Thank you for the cash apps. And Zinga, Roderick, Attila, and John. Man, thank you, guys. Thank you. We got 4 cash apps. So appreciative, so thankful, so grateful for all of y'all. Thank you. We all a little nuts. You ain't lying. Look at my daughter was talking to me today about it. She was like, I love gentle dad mode. You're different now. She was like, it's still there, but you're different. You're much more gentle in the way you deal with others. I said, well, you're partly the reason for that. She's like, you're much gentler now. Old dad.
about finding a fulfilling relationship unless we talk about finding a partner who wants to learn to love you in the ways that you want to be loved. If you ask for more physical affection or words of affirmation and they tell you that they can't because they aren't a lovey-dovey person, then they aren't your person. If you ask for clearer or calmer communication during conflict and they say that they can't because they're a passionate/emotionally volatile person, then they aren't your person. A fulfilling relationship requires co-creation, which means that your needs and your desires shouldn't be neglected. So I think this is a fantastic video, but I want to add something really important. In fact, I want to add 3 crucial steps to how we can make this process work for us. Because if you take a look at our experience with other people, people have uniquely different programming than us. Of course, you see this all the time on this channel. If somebody has a dismissive avoidant attachment style, they tend to expect love is something that happens from a distance, while cherishing freedom and independence and autonomy as some of the highest values in a relationship. But when it comes to somebody who's anxiously attached, their big needs in a relationship are really going to be based around love and connection.
Nah. This is where Zoe Williams comes in. Nah. Just because, and I don't want to, listen, psychology is important. But without spirituality, there will not be a deeper understanding of relationship. Relationships are inherently spiritual. And I know what Descartes did. He took spirituality away from science. He separated religion from science. And this is why science lacks in certain areas. This woman is teaching you how to love people that are, let's just be honest, an insecure attachment style. Oh, learn the insecure way. You've created a way to love. You know, dismissive avoidance like this. And, also fearful avoidance like this. And then the anxious preoccupied, these are their ingredients for love. Hell no. Krishnamurti said something about the truth that blew me away in the 90s. He said, the truth will not meet you where you are. The truth will not bend the knee. The truth will not capitulate. The truth will not lower itself for you to understand it. That's capitalism. That's commercialism. Hey, these people don't understand. Dumb it down. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Listen, he said the truth won't do that. If you want to see or come in contact with the truth, you have to elevate to meet it where it's at. And so we have all of these, well, my style of loving is this. You know, my love language is touch me. You haven't been touched. My love language is gifts. How you weren't given gifts. So this is how society has it inverted. We're trying to love people where they are. No, people have to get some internal wins. Internal wins is facing oneself. Carl Jung talked about it, individuation. You got to merge that damn shadow with your mask. You got to merge the two so you can become a fully functional spiritual adult. That's how relationships thrive. Nah. You know, I'm used to my space. So you can visit Tuesdays and Thursdays, because normally Fridays, I'm over here with my friends. And so Tuesday, Thursdays, that's in the beginning. But then as we get a little further in, that'll turn. I'm not ready to give up the Fridays with my friends. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, when we get a little tighter. Sunday is for the Lord. And that's when I do my laundry and clean up the house, you see. So, no, I can't love you. You got to love me and fulfill my desire. Do you see? Psychology wants you to meet people's needs. Well, half those needs would go away if they would meet them internally. It's not even an expectation. Man, How can I expect my partner to love me if I loathe me? Huh? Say, no, nobody want to answer that. How can I expect my partner to love me when there are parts of me that I loathe? Hmm? Does love act as a container for chaos? Or must it eliminate chaos altogether for thriving to occur? Trauma bonding, that's not love. We got to stop labeling toxic stuff as love. That's not love. Love is like the truth. The truth will not condescend to meet you where you are. Neither will love. I'm talking about the real thing now. Unconditional, the highest level of consciousness that's in alignment with Abraham Maslow. What is he talking about? The top of the pyramid, self-actualization, that's love, right? Carl Rogers, unconditional positive regard, that's high level of consciousness. It ain't based on trips. It's not based on little bags. Oh, he got me a Dooley and Burke. Oh, he loved me. He got me a tennis bracelet. None of that matters when we're talking about love. Do you understand? It's not real in this society because this society is transactional and superficial. The Buddha told you it's attachment, and attachment leads to suffering. It's the source of suffering. How can unconditional love disrupt patterns of self-sabotage in stable relationships? Don't you know unconditional love is like Jesus with the sword? You thought he came for peace. He came to scrap. He came to toss tables. That's how love works. Love is a disruptor. And toxicity and dysfunction is the stabilizer. When we come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep this thing cooking. Hey, we lit tonight. We lit tonight. Listen, I want to talk to you. 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 I'm asking now. Does it make sense? Does it make sense what I just said? Is it uncomfortable? I need you to process, and I know I'm having fun and acting crazy and acting stupid, but dead ass, I need you to process. What I just said, I'm going to go way deeper when I come forward. Stay tuned. Everybody get to my Cash App right now. I'm about to drop a bomb on y'all. Everybody go to that Cash App. Cash App, $2, $3. It doesn't matter. Dollar signs or whatnot. I'm going to drop a bomb on you. I got something for you.
On behalf of her precious family, it is with profound sadness that KBLA Talk 1580 announces the passing of our beloved colleague, Robin Ayers, on Thursday, December 5th. Robin was a bright light. You could see her radiant smile through the radio. We all respected her immense talent, loved her jovial spirit, celebrated her love of family, and honor your faith in God. Our thoughts and prayers are with Robin's entire family, most especially her husband Rob and her twin daughters Brooklyn and Madison.
Y'all about to see it. Y'all about to see it. Ooh. Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Ooh.
Your cellmate. Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff? The child wasn't here, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
Oh, that right.
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like, is this something wrong up there?
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed. You with a bad hygiene routine. How does he maintain his hump-osity?
He likes it when it pinches my lips.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rooted on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
So William, reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
This is the one area of life where the most pain and the most pleasure shows up. Quality of your life is the quality of your relationships. It's not about your partner, whether you're single, whether you're married, or whether you're discovering what you want. It's really you. And what happens is our partners just become a mirror of some aspect of ourselves that we don't usually see.
And it's really not so much about the love that you want to get. It's really about us becoming and embodying fully the love that we are. And it isn't an outside-in game, it's an inside-out game.
This requires courage. And the gift of my life at this moment aside because I don't know a person who's had more courage, more love, more determination, more faith, and that's what it takes. But the wild ride has been worth it at every possible level, and every challenge we face. You're all having challenges if you're in a relationship. Somehow we seem to think that we shouldn't have problems, and I think the only problem you have is you think you're not supposed to have them. So my invitation to you, if you're willing to do the one thing that's required to have a relationship really be lasting and loving and passionate, and that is you have to decide to make your partner the most important thing. If there's one gift you want to give in any relationship, is stop questioning the intent. Force the story of they're a bad person and marry the truth. And usually, they will wake up out of the nightmare and love you more because you brought what was true.
So we're just all freaking human, doing the best we can. If somebody's done something you think is unforgivable, rather than controlling that or pulling back love, try just bringing more love to the circumstance. Love melts.
Here's the solution. Be a generous lover and it all gets solved. Someone who wants to give more love than they're trying to get back. Someone who doesn't measure. It's not a transaction.
Pause it.
Someone who's just...
Someone who gives the love instead of trying to get it. Keep going, man. Sorry. Boy, Tony Robbins.
Someone who wants to give more love than they're trying to get back. Someone who doesn't measure. It's not a transaction. Someone who's just pissed because their needs are met.
Where we think there isn't love, there is always love. It's always present because it's our nature. We think we're not lovable. It's not. We just have to drop the mask and uproot what we're not. So we allow our nature just to be and express itself. It's like we have an opportunity to be what I really believe we were all born to be, which is to love. And it's more beautiful than I can even convey.
Oh my goodness. Your wounds, these unhealed wounds, make the past normal. And then you go out into the world and you get in relationships with other people. And they don't know that the unhealed wound, your deep-seated issues, operates like a parasite. It's a parasitic spiritual organism in your spirit. And your partner has to acquiesce to its demands in order to be seen as a good match. We got it wrong. I'm not here to fulfill your desires. I'm not here, right, to satiate your unrequited needs. You know what we're here to do? We're here in intimate relationships to reflect our progress or lack thereof. And when it's the lack thereof, it's a reminder that we got work to do. And when we've done the work, we magnetize the completed work we've done. And the relationships get better. When I came forward, I said something, right, about love. Do you guys remember what I said about love? Do you remember what I said about love in the chat room? I remember. I just want to see if you remember, right? Do y'all remember? Because let me just say this. When we have this conversation about love, right, people say it's not real, right? People say, or they say, I said love is like the truth. But people say love is an action. These are hurt people talking. I need you to understand that. Hurt people need to see action. Is that not anxious, preoccupied? Right? That's anxious, preoccupied. Show me, prove to me, show me, prove. Right? Hurt people need to see it. Prove it to me. Validate me. That's hurt talking. So they don't understand the high level of consciousness that love is. Do y'all know? And I'm acting like y'all in the room with me right now, but I'm talking to the chat as well as the people online listening. What is that? What has been defined as the highest level of love? What has been defined as that? What term was given to describe the highest form of love? Do you know, Andy? People in the chat know. Nzinga says agape. That's God love. Ooh. Oh, that's God love. That's that love. Loving you is wrong. I don't want to be right. No, that's blindness. That ain't love. That's attachment. Let me just, let me hit you right. The term we've given to the highest form of love is unconditional love. Some people say it's toxic. Unconditional love is toxic. You're speaking from a broken space. You don't understand spirituality. You don't understand consciousness. The highest form of love is unconditional. What is unconditional? But a euphemism for freedom. So when you're in love, you're free. But the way we engage in relationship, it's not based on freedom. It's based on you, my woman, or you're my man. Don't see nobody. Don't mess with nobody. Hear what I'm saying? I'm not promoting polygamy. What I'm saying is this deep-seated fear does not allow you to love in freedom. You love in fear. And where there is fear, there is the absence of that consciousness level that we call love. What you actually have is attachment. I need you to understand this. Very important that you understand this. Babette Rothschild puts it this way. That's love. Love, the highest level, unconditioned, right? What creates patterns in your life? Early childhood trauma. If your mama, your daddy, anybody that was there with you was not emotionally attuned or was abusive, guess what happens when you experience ACEs, when you experience trauma, CPTSD, whatever you experience, what happens? Patterns get created. We done took the damn patterns of trauma and turned them into the expectations of unconditional love. You got a parasite in your spirit that's feeding off your partner. What? Yes. This is what has happened in relationships. This is why your norm feels comfortable. This is why you'll sacrifice true love. You'll get rid of it because it doesn't represent what molded you. Anytime something happens to you, anything negative that happens in your life, at any stage of your life, Lord have mercy, it creates a pattern. Love is patternless. That's why you should be able to give it to anybody without the desire to get it back. According to Babette Rothschild, author of The Body Remembers, the psychophysiology of trauma and trauma treatment, right? When she's talking about the symptoms of PTSD, in PTSD, a traumatic event is not remembered and relegated to one's past in the same way as other life events. Trauma continues to intrude with visual, auditory, and/or somatic reality on the lives of its victims. Again and again, they relive the life-threatening experiences they suffered, reacting in the mind and body as such events were still occurring. PTSD is a complex psychobiological condition. Babette Rothschild, The Body Remembers. You remember neglect in early childhood. Yes, and you created coping mechanisms, which turn into future relationship expectations. I know you don't want to hear it. This is why your norm makes sense to you. This is why somebody got to come in and satiate your needs. No, your needs are your responsibility. I know you don't want, see, I'm going to say it again. Your partner is supposed to reflect your progress or lack thereof. Either you're calling in a lesson or you're calling in its opposite, the blessing of the work you've done on yourself. This is why Zoe say self-victory, self-victory. What did Krishnamurti say about love? Remember, the pain creates a pattern. The trauma creates a pattern, right? Love has no pattern. What did Krishnamurti say? Freedom and love go together. Love is not a reaction. If I love you because you love me, that is mere trade, a thing to be bought in the market. It is not love. To love is not to ask for anything in return, not even to feel that you are giving something. And it is only such a love that can know freedom. Love is not the product of thought, which is the past. Thought cannot possibly cultivate love. Love is not hedged about and caught in jealousy. For jealousy is of the past. Love is always active and present. Is it not? It is not I love you or have loved you. If you know love, you will not follow anybody. Love does not obey. Do you see what I'm trying to lay down here? Your pain created a pattern. That pattern is based on a coping mechanism. The coping mechanism keeps you safe. It's called spiritual training wheels. You're not supposed to have the coping mechanism your whole life. At some point, you're supposed to mature spiritually enough to go fearlessly into the self-work. When you conquer the self, love of self, acceptance of self, approval of self, acknowledgement of self, self-esteem, self-worth, all of that goes through the roof, and it is no longer an expectation for your partner to give to you. Do you see? And if you're afraid of that work because it hurts, you go back to your norm. You go back to your known. Huh? Does love act as a container for chaos? Or must it eliminate chaos altogether for thriving to occur? Love is disruptive. Freedom is disruptive. Listen, trauma tries to establish stability. That's what your coping mechanisms did. I said they were training wheels. Training wheels on a bike stabilizes the bike so it won't tip over. That's what the coping mechanisms does. Do you see? Love has no net. Love has no guarantee. The real love is radical, just like Christ was radical. God said, I'm going to kill my only son. That's a radical move because I love y'all unconditionally. For God so loved the world. Do you see the act? Come on, man. How can unconditional love disrupt patterns of self-sabotage in stable relationships? Listen to me. Is relational harmony a form of self-love reflected back through the partnership? How does thriving in love challenge traditional notions of earning stability and peace? Oh, man, regardless of what's going on, peace is peace. Quiet is disrupted. The wound, the pattern, wants everything to be okay. That's the sign of hurt people. I just want peace. I just want it to be quiet. When we come forward, we go into the phone lines. We're on complete fire tonight. I didn't see any of y'all comments. Did that make sense? I have to check back in. Let's tap in. Do you see how the concept of what you've been through creates the pattern? The pattern is predictable. Right? The pattern is predictable. What do we want in relationship? Consistency. You got to be consistent. I need consistency. That's because you didn't have it. That makes sense? You got to be consistent. We need consistency, right? But love is unconditional. Love is radical. Love is a wildfire of spiritual consciousness. Patterns beget pathology. Come on. Does that make sense?
The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police.
We got the whole shit in reverse. You need to show up for my wounds. No! Kick your wounds' ass. Stop being a hoe to your unhealed wounds. Fight your wounds through non-judgmentalism, through empathy. How many people get a love for nothing? I'll wait.
An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit Know Your Rights.
What you're actually doing is hoeing your attachment.
Then click on autopsy, then click on request. At KBLA, we believe in justice.
If I'm gonna be attached, this attachment come with a price. But you're unhealed. If I become a spiritual elitist, I could say, you're not worth the trouble. Yes, you might be attractive, but you come with all types of spiritual parasites, equivalent to spiritual herpes. Why would I want to fuck with you?
So it's so funny because you've just come here, you know. You made a big effort, and you've just been racing through your day, and you're finally here and sitting here, and all day long you've been stressing about something. And then I suggest, you know, that you might come up with something stressful. And given the opportunity to cultivate compassionate heart by wishing for that stress of yourself and all the others to be removed, and total blank, numb, can't do it. The other is you start off fine for the first, 2.5 seconds, and then like with a sitting meditation, you become distracted by thoughts of something else, and then suddenly this little gong rings again, and you come back and realize, well, you did it really pretty well for 2.5 seconds. Some of you may have gotten in some touch with something so deep and so vulnerable and tender that it was actually very painful. And there was fear of overwhelm. Even in 4.5 minutes, if the subject is very close to home and very filled with fear and insecurity and sadness or sadness for you, sometimes you have no trouble finding something to do this for, but there's fear of overwhelm, of it becoming too much. And various other scenarios. For some, I started with, I've just lately been in touch with a lot of people in prison, some of them having a very hard time, some of them being harassed, and it's always pretty hard in prison in any case. Man, Pima Chodron. She says sometimes when we get deep in the meditative process, we might encounter something so tender, so deep, so loving, so compassionate, that we may feel overwhelmed, right? And then it scares us, and then we pull back, right? Let me go back to my normal. That was too deep. That felt too real. It was too visceral. You get a dismissive avoidant who has a core wound, a shame wound that says, I'm defective, right? You get the anxious preoccupied, core wound, I'm not enough. You get the fearful avoidant that has both vacillating back and forth. I'm not enough, right? Do you see? There's a fear, right? The avoidant styles, they have a fear of intimacy, right? Closeness. They sense, they overwhelm. The fearful avoidant has something called the ick. They get the ick when intimacy. Listen, when love is in the building, there is an ick. When closeness is in the building. Do you see? So guess what? I've learned to value my independence because I had to, that's my coping mechanism. So now my adult relationships have to follow the coping mechanism. I need space. I'll see you on Thursdays. I'll see you on Thursdays and Sundays. I'll see you on Thursdays and Saturdays, maybe. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Anxious, preoccupied. Where you going? Where you been? Wait a minute. Come back. Good. Let's fix it. Fearful, avoidant is both. Stay away, come close. Right now. Do both of them right now. Stay away and come close. Do you understand? These are the things we must overcome, not the things we should desire to have our partners conform to in order to make us feel safe. We got callers on the line. Let me do this right now. John, Mountain View, talk to me.
Greetings and blessings, chat, and all that are in down to my voice. Blessings to you all this Christmas season that's coming up. First and foremost, thanks again for the subject. Whoever wrote it, thank you. Appreciate you. And
that's Attila. That's Attila.
Okay, then subject guru, thank you. Appreciate you. God bless you. But at the same time, why the heck did I feel like I got slapped on my way home?
We slapped you? What happened?
I was listening to the conversation as I was driving in, and as I heard Attila say the portion of you want to be in control of the situation as well as be the victim of it too. Ooh. I'm like, wait, whoa, Jesus Christ. Pulled over my car, had the doggone get my thoughts together.
Love it, man.
But loving the situation that is being ruminated due to the fact that, one, yes, love is disruptive. Very disruptive. But there's the other side of it. Maybe it's the point that nobody gets. And yeah, you said it is freedom. Well, what happened to the being able to endure the freedom in the absolute chaos of it?
Let us ruminate. Give us 2 seconds. Let us ruminate. Stay with us, Pastor John. Mountain View, Hawaii in the building. Are you ready to have this conversation? Let's get it. Ooh, I'm so sick of spiritual hoes. Fuck out of here. We got to do it a different way now. She should. That shit right there. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, Spurt. Oh, shit. We have always needed to do a different. Yes. We doing that topic. Prostitute witch. Oh, hell no. Boy, you say one thing to this audience and they will. I love it.
Ray was a Trump target since Ray was in charge during that Mar-a-Lago search for classified documents Donald Trump was accused of taking at the end of his previous administration. Trump appointed Ray in 2017, a term that was not up, but Trump wants former Justice
Bumpy Gumpy
Cash Patel to replace Ray and head the FBI.
President-elect Trump wants all the legal cases against him to go away before inauguration. Notorious hush money case.
Oh, wait, I got this whole speaker on over here. Y'all could hear the music this whole time, huh? Only spurts. That's the title. That's the title of that topic. Only spurts. Hell no. Nah. Whew. Only spurts. Oh, hell no. Oh, shit. Naked witch meme. Hey, I needed that. Oh, whew. Only spurts. Whew. Wow. Whew. Whew. Put somebody in a jar. Only spurts. Shit. I don't remember that other topic. It was so many. You see, I'm quiet. I'm quiet because I needed to calm down off that laugh. Whew. That was a genuine laugh. I had to bring it down a taste. God damn. Y'all good? Everybody good? Is everybody good tonight?
Today, the topic is something called Lungta, Lungta, it's a Tibetan word, which is translated into English as wind horse. Lung is the wind part and ta is the horse part. Lungta. And in your folder, you don't have to look at it at this point, but there are instructions for rousing Lungta, or rousing wind horse. So I'd like to talk a little bit about this, because this is something extremely helpful. This morning the tools were more poetic and finger painting, pointing you in a direction, giving you a sort of hints and flavor of how you could think outside the box, how you could expand your mind, and contrasting it to how you or I usually think, this fear-based thinking. And this afternoon with the instructions on Lungta, it's like the meditation instructions. There's actually a practice. But before presenting any kind of practice, I'd like to talk about this as just a phenomena that happens all the time anyway. And this is, Tripura Rinpoche used to talk about hitching up your chuba, or the idea of pulling up your own bootstraps. I remember he said, pull up your socks, and one of the students back in those days in the 70s said, I don't wear socks. And he said, then hitch up your pants. But it's the idea of rousing yourself when you start going down. So I don't think I have to talk too much about what going down means.
I love Pema. Pema Chodron. She's a Buddhist. You know, she's a monk, and, you know, her work is transcendent. I love it. It's deep, and I can read everybody's stuff and extrapolate meaning from it and apply it to my life. And I love her work. And you listening to the Voice of Reason, you're going to hear some of it. I want to get John's final thoughts because he was cooking right before we came forward. He said he pulled over. Attila hit him upside the dome piece on his way home from Jones Beach. And we want to get the rest of that. Talk to me, John.
Okay, sir. Let me try and break this down since apparently we're supposed to keep it simple. You, sir, who will go on fast or cleanses, to cleanse yourself of the impurities that you put off in it.
Mm-hmm.
Only to put yourself back in those impure states.
Man, have you had a turkey chop? Listen.
Turkey love.
Don't call me out on the turkey chop, man. Let me tell you, it's this place over here called the Family Affair. It's on Slauson.
I got it.
Get that.
This is the show. I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
The smothered one, man. It's the smothered one, bro. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
All right. I got you, sir. But the point is, yes, we all go back to our vomit. And if you didn't, why are we having this conversation?
I don't appreciate you calling me out. I already told you I was work in progress, John. You see how you do me?
We're all working.
Go ahead. Go ahead, John.
Don't let me get Memphis on you, bro. We're all working progress.
No, it's true. Go ahead. I'm listening, bro.
But the let it be the work that continues.
Mm-hmm.
I.e. the long suffering that it takes to see the other side of what everybody claims they want. Love.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The growth comes through that. As babies are born and they become adults, the poisoning that comes between them is the society that they have to adjust to.
Right. 100%.
It's only the black sheep of the family that go against the grain.
Mm-hmm.
So you have an example of what it is that true love is.
Right.
It's the black sheep.
Mm.
It's going against the grain. So it's not that you haven't had a physical manifestation of what way you're supposed to be going.
Right.
Now it's your turn.
I love it. I love it. John.
53 turned 54, had my feelings, had my state of adventures. Now I get to feel them, and now I use it as a tool instead of something that triggers me.
Growth. Growth.
Again,
Yeah.
when you figure out not just the spiritual wholeness, but where do you find yourself in the spiritual wholeness? Don't be the whole.
Oh, I thought you said wholeness. Okay. Okay. John, let me get these other callers because you killing me, right? John, guess what you just did, brother?
Mountain View, salute to all.
Mountain View is in the house. Mountain View, Hawaii. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. LS from Hawthorne, California. Get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, my thought was, good evening, King. So how you doing?
I'm alive and well. I am alive and...
I'm like, you're so much like the time, so like close to the ending. So I'm like, trying not to be so long, but definitely want to know how you're doing as well.
I'm all right. I'm enjoying the call. I'm enjoying y'all. You know what I mean?
I can barely breathe. I'm like, I'm laughing so hard on the other one, but it's like, I understand that laughter is also good medicine for us. So it's good that we have that on here as well as the deep reflection and other conversations. So I do, on this topic particularly, the thing that stood out the most is self-sabotage. Like a person is not used to having a good relationship, so possibly will sabotage it so that they don't have to deal with that self-work. If the person were to stay and say, well, okay, mask off, we're all works in progress, I'm with you, let's do it. And then that person's like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting that, because most people will leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my question, as you probably already would guess, is if you're that person who is willing to stay and work on it because we're all works in progress, is that where like things form into something more like, is that what unconditional love is, never leaving because you can ride the waves of instability?
Right.
Or is there a limit of when you say, this is like never going to be healthy for me? Or do you not have that thought because love is unconditional and it is supposed to endure all?
Understand
so
the question.
Really
yeah, I understand totally. Let me just say this. Two people have to be working on themselves, right? In order for a relationship to work internally. Two people have to be working on themselves, taking personal accountability, personal responsibility in order for a relationship to work. Your love for a person will not do their work for them. So if you're in a relationship with somebody that's not willing to listen, willing to grow, willing to go inside, willing to change, they're willing to keep the status quo, only an unhealed Sith believes in the status quo. Right? A Sith Lord from Star Wars fame. Like only somebody who wants to stay unhealed wants to keep the status quo. Oh, we need to be together. We were meant together. No. You have to grow. And let me tell you something. When you go inside and you start to find out the true factors for what attracted you to a person, and you start healing those things, you'll find that either that relationship grows spiritually together or it'll grow spiritually apart. See, you can't convince somebody to do their work. I was telling a brother in the cigar lounge before I came here, I said, man, never try to convince an unwilling ear. So Should you stay in a relationship with somebody that's abusive, emotionally, psychologically, physically? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Should you stay in a relationship with somebody that is dysfunctional and broken internally, but they recognize it and they're willing to work to change, not for you, not for us, but for themselves? Absolutely. That's who you work it out with. That's who you work it out with.
Okay.
You don't work it out with, you know, you ain't going nowhere, girl. Hey, you know, you're not standing. Go ahead. You understand what I'm saying? You don't work it out with that. Where you think you going, huh? Girl, you better go on, sit that little tote bag down, cause something gonna happen and you walk out that door. You understand? You don't try to work it out with that.
Okay, I got you.
Does that make sense?
Thank you so much. That answers.
All right,
That
LS.
makes sense. Because sometimes, thank you so much. You got up on it. Do it.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear it. I hear it. I love it. I appreciate you. Thank you for the call, man. That was a great call. You already know what it is. You already know what's happening. Listen, everybody within the sound of my listening, within the sound of my voice, listening, please put your seatbelts on. It's about to go all the way up. Ronan from Indianapolis is about to come up. When we come forward, Ronan from Naptown. Here we go. Nah, dead ass. Where y'all putting this one? Where y'all putting this one? Where y'all ranking this show? Ace, you grading kind of harsh. This is one of my favorites. I think we unlocked some shit. Right behind the front door of 25. Out of 10? Solid 9.5 for me. Attila, this shit was crazy. Attila, listen. You gave 5 powerful questions to jumpstart this and a synopsis. What are you talking about? I could do more. Girl, that was enough. Is you crazy? 5 questions, crazy. The synopsis to start the show, crazy. The topic, crazy. I don't understand. I don't even remember what tomorrow's topic is. I have no idea. Hey, y'all tell me by a sign of emojis, did Attila knock this topic out the park? LS Jefferson. I actually got a solid answer that will help my life. It's okay for her to not be satisfied. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya know what it is. This is a 9 right here. This is easily a 9 show. This is definitely not an 8 show. I promise you. It's nowhere near an 8. This is a 9 show. And everybody's showing you with their emojis, even the people in the background that ain't talking or saying nothing. Nah, this is a 9. Listen. Man, they gotta meet a standard in order for me to do it. Okay. Jesus. The playlist has been bananas tonight. We went to the 90s. The voice of reason is on fire. I got to get my final caller in here because you already know he's about to go crazy. Ronan from Naptown, Indianapolis, is going to have to sum this all up for us. Naptown, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
First and foremost, I appreciate you and Attila beat me up with next week's topic.
Yes. Go ahead, brother. What are your thoughts, man? We getting close to the end of it, so tell us.
Well, I ran through a rough situation I'll say next week, but I'll say the paradox of peace. The problem with peace with some people is like you can hear insecurity screaming, and you can't get sleep. You sit there, you have to look at yourself. The weight of accountability and self-repair becomes too heavy with people. So it seems like when you put yourself in a compromising position, then you're no longer accountable. You can just somewhat, be comfortable being a vindictive victim.
Come on. I know you got one more. Give me one more. I know you got one more. Come on.
Well, I mean, it's like I have to admit it. I am a prisoner of patterns.
A prisoner of patterns. Come on, this is where I want to go. Give it to me.
So when it comes to like people doing certain things, I made it known that I no longer argue. I learn to adjust, and I set the parameters. Like the thing is like either I can work with you or I can work around you, and in those two different instances, it's going to change how I view you and basically work with you. So in many cases, like in some ways, that's kind of how I cope with some of the things I go with. But then again, it's like I can't allow that to go any further because now that makes you interpersonally impotent. So,
well, guess what you just did? You just gave us a new topic for next week: the vindictive victim. Man, guess what you just did? You brought Naptown in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I appreciate you, brother. Self-sabotage often arises as a defense mechanism, protecting the wounded psyche from vulnerability. Vulnerability, as Brené Brown asserts, represents the birthplace of connection, but also the space where unresolved trauma feels most exposed. Individuals may create a conflict or withdraw emotionally as a way to shield themselves from the perceived threat of emotional intimacy. Eric Fromm's exploration of fear of freedom parallels this tendency, as stability demands accountability for one's own happiness, a responsibility that can feel overwhelming to those with unresolved pain. Listen. Alfred Korzybski, his famous quote, definitions create conditions. Don't let your unresolved fear, don't let your unhealed childhood trauma define you. The definition creates the condition. I need you to let that resonate. If your wounds create patterns, and those patterns begin to dictate how you behave through various coping mechanisms, I'm here to tell you, you will never experience unconditional love. Unconditional love is listen, it is the reward for breaking the cycle. The prison are the demands and the expectations and the needs created by the coping mechanism, which was created by the traumatic event that created the wound. That's what I'm saying. Your wounds are in control of all of this. Definitions create conditions. Do you define yourself or be defined? Ontario Ali. Listen, these are real things that are happening in our relationships, and we got relationships reversed. Listen, you don't have to agree. I started the conversation. It's really up to you to finish it. I love each and every one of you for tapping in and participating in tonight's topic. I'll be back tomorrow, you already know, with another barn burner. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'm out. Deuces. Yeah, this shit was dumb as hell. Yo, when I tell you this shit was dummy, this shit was dummy. Andy, this was dumb. This was a dumb one right here, boy. Appreciate you, man. See you tomorrow. Shit. Fire topic, y'all. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Love y'all. Thank you guys for participating. Ain't nothing but love. Y'all killed tonight. Good shit. All right, y'all.